The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Well, we've started off 5Ds with a bang. Last episode was crazy, and this one I imagine will be equally as crazy. Crossroads of Chaos. I think what I like about where we're at in Sealed Showdown now is that we're getting to a part where maybe not a lot of people might be familiar with what some of these cards do, because I think when you're looking at like the first couple eras of Yu-Gi-Oh, most people know what a lot of those cards do from like the anime and from just like the general hype around the game at the time. And not to say that, you know, everyone doesn't know what some of these cards do, but I think it's a lot more obscure by comparison. And so 24 packs, Crossroads of Chaos. Let's go ahead and flip it up, see what we're getting. Yes, what we want the most out of these packs, and pretty much for the rest of the series going forward, we want cards in the extra deck. These are bombs that we can access at every single time, and while Psychic Life Transfer doesn't do anything crazy, it's a generic level 7 that is going to be the main build around for the rest of our deck. Goes in Match is quite an interesting card, although depending on the type of deck we play, we may or may not play this, but this is sort of removal, and removal is sort of hard to come by in this set, so that's something that we'll definitely consider. Whitestone is very funny. So we've now implemented a new rule that when a card specifically lists the name of another card, we are allowed to play it, because otherwise there's so many cards, like as we get later into Yu-Gi-Oh, that it just wouldn't work otherwise. So if we play Whitestone, we do have the ability to play a vanilla Blue Eyes White Dragon as well. So I figured I would also clarify that.
Folks, we have arrived once again at yet another one of my favorite sets of all time. I have so much nostalgia around Crossroads of Chaos. I mean, why else would I still be coping on Overdrive Teleporter 14 years later? Oh boy, but today we're going to be opening it in sealed, and that's a very different story. While yes, the holos are incredibly powerful in this set, what's really going to determine our game plan is the rares. So Godspeed to me. Starting off with a super rare, and a pretty interesting one at that. Red Ogre is a 2 tribute summon Bryonic, effectively, which is not terrible in and of itself. I'm not sad to see that card at all. Goes in Match is potentially really good because there are a lot of Earth here. I think Botanical Girl is potentially going to play a real part in our play today. And Morphtronic Selfon is a real consideration. Morphtronics are in this set, and some of them are very good. Miracle Fertilizer is a very, very strong card for plants, specifically if we see some of the bigger beat sticks. Morphtronic Magnin potentially sets up a lock, which could be very strong. Morphtronic Selfon will certainly help it along the way. Zombie Mammoth is potentially interesting. The problem with it is it does destroy itself. And Revival Gift is a revival card that I fully expect to be relevant in this set. Also, the Whitestone of Legend allows us to play Blue Eyes, which would be interesting. Trap of the Imperial Tomb is probably a rare we are not going to end up using, but Morphtronic Datatron is very important because it combos with one of the other commons in the set very effectively. Iron Chain Coil also is one of the easiest combos to Black Rose Dragon as well, if we happen to pull that. Ooh, we are really not seeing the good rares. Morphtronic Boomboxin does potentially combo well with the Selfons we've already seen, but there are much stronger rares that we are going to be looking for. Another Whitestone of Legend and another Botanical Girl is pretty decent though. Pollinosis is a very, very solid rare. It is basically Mind Over Matter, but for plants. Teleport is a real consideration as it allows us to get extra summons of psychic monsters, and there are some psychic monsters we may actually want to play. And Plant Food Chain is a pretty good battle trap for some of the biggest beat sticks in this set.
Very important rare pull here in Prideful Roar. This is like the battle trick to end all battle tricks. During damage calc, if the monster battles an opponent's monster with a higher attack, pay life points equal to the difference in attack. Your monster gains attack equal to the difference plus 300 during damage calc only. Because of when this activates, this will beat any other battle trick. I'm not sure if there are many of those in this set, but this card is a house in many different sealed formats. Turbo Synchron is a tuner. This card is okay. I'm not sure if this is worth playing, but Botanical Girl is another card that's like sort of a floater slash recruiter, and Gigantic Cephalotus is like a gigantic beater and is like okay. It's just like a lot of weird cards in this set, and it's going to definitely influence our deck building for sure.
Mad Archfiend is another mediocre rare, and Hanewata is a mediocre super rare, mostly usable because it's a tuner. Revival Gift is once again a great card for us to see. I do hope to see 3 of that, and Morph Transition is useful for getting us into that Magnin lock. Also, Cursed Fig is a very funny card. When it's destroyed, it kind of like zings and whoos 2 of your opponent's back row. Morphtronic Radion, yet another Morphtronic card. Morphtronic Datatron, though, again, very important card here. That's pretty much all we have to say about this pack. We're seeing a lot of the commons we want to see, and I would like to keep that up, and maybe some better holos as well. And we're not starting now with our rare luck. Our common luck, however, is doing very well still. Plant Food Chain is another copy of a great card that we want to see. That's our 3rd Revival Gift, which is great, and a Morphtronic Engine. I am hoping to get 3 copies of this alongside 3 copies of Datatron, because Datatron plus Morphtronic Engine becomes basically a Monarch stat line for 2 turns. Another Polynosis is not bad. That puts us into a clear path toward using plant monsters to negate summons, which could be very strong. Power Injector is a good thing to combo with our copy of Teleport, because it does get us into a couple of synchro things. It could also potentially be usable as tribute summon fodder, and if you combine it with Psychic Jumper, can also be a very good creature swap type. Another Morph Transition is great. Another Botanical Girl is pretty good. Another Mad Archfiend in the rare slot is not ideal. Jade Knight is pretty good though. It's an 1800 defender and it searches copies of itself, which is pretty sick. Another Psychic Jumper, another Power Injector, great things to see. Let's hope to see more teleports to go along with them.
So Confusion Chaff is quite a funny card. If Robert were to declare a second direct attack, you have the monster that's attacking actually attack the monster that made the first direct attack, so they actually fight each other. So it's sort of like a bad magical arm shield. Mosaic Manticore, for what it's worth, this is a bomb. This card's crazy. During the standby phase of the next turn after you tribute summon this face-up card, special summon from the grave as many monsters as possible that were used for its tribute summon. They can't declare an attack and their effects are negated, but the fact you get to bring those things back, like if you have any synchro plays or anything like that, this thing's 2,800, and in a format where removal is actually a bit scarce, that's not bad. Yes, exactly what I wanted to see. More synchros. Iron Chain Dragon is actually generic, and this is a great one. It's 2,500, level 6, which actually gives us some diversity in our levels so far with the synchros. Morphtronic Selphon, the Morphtronics are in this set. Selphon's actually kind of crazy, and so we may actually want to play the Morphtronics depending on the way our deck shapes up. We're only like a sixth of the way through, and we already have 2 synchros. I just want to keep seeing them.
Yo, there she is, the Black Rose Dragon herself. Oh, I'm excited to see that card, if only because it's a 2,400 that we do have pretty easy combos into. One thing I'm looking for is copies of Iron Chain Repairman, which really just gets us Black Rose Dragon for free. Another Jade Knight is great to see as well. Trap of the Imperial Tomb isn't getting us started early on that, and Knight's End Sorcerer, we're really stacking up on all of our just not spectacular super rares here. Card Rotator is a really good card. It's like it's like Windstorm at Ataqua, but like also worse. It's good for outing the Magnin lock. But it also could be good as a combat trick as well. Another Trap of the Imperial Tomb. Oh boy, our rares are looking terrible this time round. Can I see a good rare? That is a good rare. So I now have 2 good level 7 synchros to work with, and a Rose Warrior of Revenge in the ultra rare slot is not bad. This allows us to use any of the many level 3s that are available to us to go into Black Rose and potentially some other synchros depending on what we get. Another Botanical Girl definitely rounds us out at 3 in the deck. Copy Plant also potentially good for getting us into some synchros, although it's a little bit iffy. And Morphtronic Engine, once again, this is extremely good for us to see, because if we get 3 copies of this, 3 copies of Datatron, we have a fantastic combo to go into. A Red Archfiend and another terrible super rare in Rai Mei. Oh, my holo luck really is just monkey paw curling at this point. Can we get some good stuff? Yeah, actually, Stormcaller is a genuinely good card. This combos with Teleport, which I've seen all of one copy of so far. Absolutely nuts there. And yeah, this is pretty decent. It is a draw lock, which is solid. It's a good Monarch for us to be able to go into as well.
Tiger Dragon is actually not a terrible rare. When it's tribute summon using a dragon, you target 2 set cards in your opponent's spell and trap zone and destroy them. Again, there's not like a ton of crazy traps, I think, in this set, but it's basically a Monarch in terms of stats, and so that might just be worth playing. I don't know if we're going the plant route, but Plant Food Chain is a card I remember from History of Jank. This card's not terrible. Target a plant, it gets 500 attack, and if it's destroyed by a card effect while equipped, you target a plant in your graveyard and special summon that target if this card is destroyed. So maybe it's not as good because it's not like the monsters getting destroyed. This has to be specifically killed by a card effect, but the fact we get to just get another monster back on the field gives us synchro fodder, tribute fodder, and the like. So we're going to want to look for cards that are going to support that. There's our first super rare, Rai Mei. This card, when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you add a level 2 or lower light monster from deck to hand. So it replaces itself. Its stats aren't great, but I mean, card advantage is card advantage. So depending on the way the rest of our pulls look, we may play this, but it's going to definitely depend on what the pool is.
The World Tree is an extremely good plant rare. Now, I haven't seen any of the really good plant commons we're looking for. One thing I've been looking out for is Gigantic Cephalotus, which is a card I have seen nunzo so far. I have not actually seen a single plant monster with over 1500 attack, which is wild. There's another Morphtronic Magnet. I think I'm at 2 now. Oh, this is looking sketchy. This is looking shaky. There's a Morphtronic Accelerator, which is another genuinely good card for the Morphtronic archetype and a third Morphtronic engine. So our Morphtronic lineup is exactly what we want it to look like. I'd love to see more Morphtronic Accelerators if I have to keep getting Morphtronic cards. Goka the Pyre of Malice is also an interesting one. We'll see if we end up using. And Card Rotator, getting another copy of this card isn't bad, and we have our third Jade Knight. We're at least seeing plans that we can work with. I have 3 win conditions so far in the Datatrons, in the Psychic Life Trancer, and in the Black Rose Dragon. So I am glad to see those. Another Rose Warrior of Revenge. What a fascinating ultra rare to get another copy of. I'm not sure if this is good, folks, but it's there. If I can get 3 copies of Gigantic Cephalotus in the last few packs, that would be amazing. If we could get like 1 or 2 Cactus Fighters, that would be great. Fragrance Storm is a card I have not seen a single copy of that I would love to see. There's another Card Rotator. Glad to have 3 of that. I think I have 2 goes in match now, which is about as many as I'd ever want to play. Really getting a lot of duplicates of commons I do not want, and Paralyzing Chain is just about the worst rare I could have gotten.
There's another very important rare I was really hoping we got, Morphtronic Accelerator. This is definitely a big payoff for the Morphtronics. Return a Morphtronic monster from your hand to the deck, destroy a card on the field, and draw 1 card. This is removal, and again, removal is a little bit hard to come by in this set, so if we get more copies of this, that means we're going to want to play Morphtronics for sure. Excellent. Second copy of Prideful War. Very happy to see this because it's not technically removal, but it's removal in the form of battle, which is good enough for me. Okay, a second Iron Chain. I mean, we may not go through all these synchros, but just having the access to them is all I'm looking for because when we're playing Sealed Showdown, games can sometimes go long, and if we have access to more synchros, the better. Okay, second Morphtronic Accelerator. Again, these are rares, and Robert has terrible rare luck, so hopefully he doesn't pull any of this. If we just get more of this, the better. Holy shit, that is a pull and a half. Not only did we get another Psychic Life Trancer, Titanial Princess of Camillas. This card is insane. We would 100% play this over that other 2 tribute. When a card effect is activated that targets another card on the field, quick effect, tribute a face-up plant, negate the activation, and destroy. 2800 attack as well. We don't have Lone Fire Blossom. That came out in Phantom Darkness, but this is most likely worth playing, and there's probably plenty of cards that synergize with this as well. I'm gonna have to take a look.
Tiger Dragon. That is a genuinely good card to see. This card is solid in attack position and okay in defense position, and is a worthwhile card to tribute summon. Card Rotator, another copy of that is great, and I could you know, I'm good on Morphtronic engines now. A Psychic Trigger is a really interesting one. There's our second teleport, which is great. I did want to see at least 2 of that. Another Power Injector, a Fragrant Storm, which is great to see. That's going to be crucial for getting rid of plant cards. Pollinosis and Psychic Trigger are really, really interesting cards to get in the same pack here. Pollinosis, again, capitalizes off of plant cards, of which I have a few, not many of which are great, but with 3 copies of a counter trap card that negates monsters, may be worth playing. And then the Psychic Trigger is basically a bad Pot of Greed, but it is a Pot of Greed nonetheless. Prideful Roar is the best rare in the set, and I'm glad to at least have one of this card. Better late than never, I suppose. Another plant food chain would be great if I had any more plants to work with. Again, there are some great plant beat sticks, but none of them are currently in my opening. Another Tiger Dragon and a Plague Spreader Zombie as an ultra rare. Again, my ultra rares have been off the charts, but my rares and uncommons are still a little bit suspect. A Plague Spreader Zombie is certainly going to help, as will another copy of Tiger Dragon. Let's get into the tank and see what we can do with all of this.
All right, you guys, only a few packs left. I mean, we have 4 Synchro Monsters. We have a Titanial. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this episode. Wow, of all the secret rares we could have gotten, Divine Neos. Now, technically, per our rules, we are allowed to play this, but I think this is a tall ask if we are going to try to incorporate all the necessary materials for Divine Neos, but boy, would this be fucking hilarious if we summoned it. I'm going to say we're not going to for now, but I'm not going to rule it out completely. Second to last pack, another Mosaic Manticore, probably not going to play that because we have Titanial. Last pack, that was another super rare. It was another Raimei, but again, I don't know if there's any good targets for her, so that's unfortunate. But in any case, I'm pretty happy. We didn't get any of like the crazy synchros, but we have some synchros. We have plenty of tuners and non-tuners. We have some decent removal cards. I think we can actually make a decent deck. So let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, buckaroos. I am going to have to cheese Alex out of this win, and so cheese him I shall. My pulls were god-awful. I missed out on basically every good rare, most of the good commons, and am left with this. My game plan is to put big bunguses on the board, specifically 2,400 big bungus attack point monsters. And I have 3 ways of doing that. 1, I have tribute summoning. 2, I have synchro summoning. And 3, I have turning Datatron into a 2,400 attack point monster. Hopefully, that will be enough to get around the onslaught of 1,900 and 1,850 plant beat sticks that I just do not have access to. Let's get into the card by card. Starting off, we have Jade Knight. Jade Knight is terrible because it gets beaten by all the plant monsters. However, it is pretty decent because it can search itself, which is important for value situations, and it can search for Radion, which is part of my Morphtronic lineup. Radion in and of itself is an 1,800 beat stick, but if you combine it with Datatron, Datatron becomes a 2,000 attack point monster. It can also be set to be 1,900, and if your Datatron has a Morphtronic engine attached to it, it is gigantic. Next, we have our Synchro lineup. We've got our 1 Comrade Swordsman of Landstar because it's the next best level 3 tuner, and our best level 3 tuner, Iron Chain Coil, because it can make itself able to attack over most of the Synchro monsters as long as I have a card rotator on the board. And by most of the Synchro monsters, I mean just like Iron Chain Dragon. Next, we have 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. Plague Spreader is not great for my Synchro lineup, but it is good for my Tribute Summon lineup. And if I have to put a monster, I can't think of any monster in my deck that I wouldn't want to draw, but in the event that I need to put a particular monster on the top of my deck, I can do so and then search for it later. Next, we have 1 Rose Warrior of Revenge, possibly the strongest monster I have in my deck, which is really saying something. She's a level 4 tuner, which is great for going into 7s, and she can be revived off of a revival gift to destroy monsters my opponent controls. And 1 Psychic Jumper to pair with my 3 Power Injector. Psychic Jumper is good. I can revive it off of Revival Gift and then use it with with Power Injector in order to swap for a monster Alex controls. So if he gets better monsters than me, I can just nab them off of him. He's also a tuner, not the best tuner in the world, but a tuner that will get us to a Tribute Summon if we need to Revival Gift it back. 3 power injector because this combos with our teleport in order to put it plus a level 3 monster on the board. A teleport also can be used to get tribute summon material on the board. And finally, Stormcaller, because Stormcaller is a tribute summonable, but you can also just special summon it from your hand off of teleport, which is pretty cute. My 1 Mega Cheese card is Goka the Pyre of Malice. Is this card bad? Almost certainly. But is it funny? Also very much so. This card can be comboed with Rose Warrior of Revenge. If I've got a Datatron that's about to expire because Morphtronic Engine is going to get destroyed during the next turn, then I can pop it off of Goka, and then Goka is just a 2200 dude that I get as a free special summon. Also combos with the White Stone of Legend to get us into a level 7. Next we have 2 Tiger Dragon, which is a level 6 tribute summonable monster at 2400 attack points. It has a really cool combo with the White Stone of Legend, which is that if I revival gift back White Stone of Legend, I can tribute it for Tiger Dragon and get a pop and get a Blue Eyes to my hand for value. Next, I am running the 3 White Stone of Legend double Blue Eyes. This is a really terrible idea, but it's very funny. If I discard the White Stone of Legend to something like Card Trader, I can get value by searching at Blue Eyes, which I could conceivably tribute summon if one of my monsters survives for a turn, and I can either revival gift or teleport. There are a couple of things that I can do with that. Next, we have 1 Iron Chain Snake as our last monster. I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel, but this gets rid of a bigger monster Alex has if I can revival gift back my own monster. Next, we have 3 Card Trader, arguably the best card in the set. Really important that I got 3 of this card, and it is going to be the only way we're going to get over the really big monsters in this set. We have 1 Fragrance Storm. I predict the plant meta, so I'm running this in my deck because all the plants are bigger than every monster I have that's normal summonable. Similarly, we have 1 Morphtronic Accelerator. I can search out Radion at pretty much any time off of Jade Knight, so 1 Morphtronic Accelerator, even though I'm pretty low on Morphtronics, doesn't feel that bad. We've got 3 Morphtronic Engine because it combos with Datatron, which is arguably our best 2400 combo because it doesn't require as much summoning commitment, and 2 Teleport because it's teleport and it gives us speed. 1 Prideful Roar, glad we got at least 1 of that card, and triple Revival Gift, which is an objectively terrible card. However, it does potentially get us to a level 7 Synchro or a big tribute summonable monster, and that may be good enough. If I'm going into Black Rose, it really doesn't matter whether or not I'm giving Alex some extra monsters to work with. In our side deck, there's a lot to just kind of deal with potential problems that I see arising. 1 Morphtronic Cameron gets our Datatrons back into rotation if I'm having trouble keeping them on the field. It is also something that allows me to more easily go into Goka the Pyre of Malice if I feel like doing that. 1 more Psychic Jumper and 1 Red Ogre in case Alex is on a Gozen match strategy. If he goes into Gozen, I may be boned. But Psychic Jumper and Red Ogre work very well under Gozen match, and I can replace a Blue Eyes with a Red Ogre if I really want to. 1 more Rose Warrior of Revenge because, again, she is our biggest normal summonable, which really sucks, let me tell you. And if I'm really hurting for normal summonables, then I can bring her back in. 1 the World Tree because I predict the plant meta, and if I am against a deck that has a lot of dinky plant monsters, like if Alex is running like 3 Botanical Girl, this may be worth bringing in, especially if I'm bringing in my 2 Cursed Figs, which I have in the side deck, which can lock down back row. I am down super bad for value because I'm going to be losing so many monsters to battle. If Alex is playing fast and loose with his back row, this is kind of like pseudo value because it effectively acts as a Zing Zen Hu that Alex can't MST. We've got triple Giant Trap Hole. This card is really good if Alex is specifically on his own revival gift, and pretty much in no other circumstance. Triple Pollinosis because the plant decks produce a lot of tokens on my side of the field, so if Alex is running things like Cactus Fighters, this allows me to convert off of Alex's Cactus Fighter tokens. And then finally 2 Morphtronic Cord because once again Gozen match completely fucks me, and if I have a camera in rotation, I may be able to be more likely to get a monster onto the field that I can Morphtronic Cord away to take out Gozen match because all of my spell and trap removal only works on set cards. This is gonna suck.
I'm just going to go on record by saying this is probably not going to work the way that I want it to, but I want to give this a shot. So this is the deck we're bringing. As you can see, I'm not playing many defensive cards. My logic is I want to max out on as many play starters and extenders as possible so I can immediately get into either Life Transfer or Iron Chain, because if we stick these, I think our chances of success are actually relatively high. The only real good form of removal in this set is like Prideful Roar, and and it's a rare, so knowing Robert, he actually probably didn't pull any, and if you don't really have any way to address these synchros, you probably just win the game. And so instead of bogging my deck down with some of these other cards that are just relatively inconsistent, I'm just playing all gas, and we're going to see if that's going to be good enough. If not, we do have some plan for the sideboard, so let's do the card by card. So first up is our plant lineup. We have 3 Botanical Girl, which when it's sent from field to grave, we get to add a plant with 1,000 or less defense from our deck to our hand, which is pretty much everything, except for, I think, Titanial, but Titanial's insane, so that's not going to matter. But we have Copy Plant in here as well, which is a tuner and can copy the level of another plant that's already on the field. So if we copy Botanical Girl, this means we have an auto rank 6, or excuse me, Synchro 6 into Iron Chain, which is nice. We have 3 Cursed Fig, which isn't that good. If it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you target 2 spell or traps on the field. While this card is in the graveyard, those set cards cannot be activated. I don't really play this card for the effect, although if Robert does get Prideful Roar, this is a good counter to that. I'm mainly playing it for Seed of Deception. This is essentially emergency teleport for plant monsters that are level 2 or lower, but you have to already have it in the hand. And so this is a way to either access a non-tuner or to get a tuner on the field in the form of Nettles. More importantly, this is also a way to get a special summon onto the field, so that way we're able to go into Tiger Dragon, which is one of our big bombs that we pulled in the rare slot as well. We have 3 Gigantic Cephalotus. This card's actually pretty decent. We're playing a good number of plants, so this could maybe get large, but if we just have 1 plant go to grave, this can hit over anything that's a normal summon, which is pretty nice. Then we have some of the other just synergistic cards in here. Iron Chain Coil is just a level 3 tuner for all intents and purposes, but Iron Chain Repairman can actually resurrect an Iron Chain Coil to basically make a 1-card Synchro 7 in Psychic Life Transfer. So that's why we're playing this. I also think Iron Chain Coil is like the only level 3 tuner I have, and so that's why we have to play this in some number, because otherwise it's very difficult to make Psychic Life Transfer. We're playing 3 Jade Knight because 1800 defense stands up to a lot. It only loses to Gigantic Cephalotus and like maybe Zombie Mammoth, but other like synchros and stuff kill it. But in the normal summon department, not a lot gets over 1800. So I kind of just like having this because we can set this turn 1. If Robert can't clear it, we can normal any tuner and go into either Iron Chain or Psychic Life Transfer. Then we have the Psychic package. So similar to Seed of Deception, Teleport, not emergency teleport, Teleport is a continuous spell that reads, once per turn, if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can pay 800 life, special summon a Psychic type monster from your hand. So what we could do in theory is use Teleport to either get a tuner or a non-tuner onto the field, the non-tuner being Power Injector, the tuner being Psychic Jumper, then summon the other card and go into a synchro play immediately. So that requires us to play the only Psychics in the set, Power Injector and Psychic Jumper. Jumper is also interesting because aside from it being a Psychic and a tuner, we can actually use its effect if we have Power Injector out to swap it with one of Robert's big monsters, like if he has his synchros out. So it gives us a form of removal in a way by giving us a gigantic monster. Then we have 3 Tiger Dragon. Again, if we can stick something big like this, we'll probably win the game because Tiger Dragon's 24. The only thing that really clears this is like the synchro monsters, but if we have this out, it's going to be difficult for Robert to actually stick cards to synchro summon. And then 1 Titanial. This is a bit iffy because it requires 2 tributes, but we did pull 1 copy of Miracle Fertilizer, so if we can get this into the graveyard, we can actually Miracle Fertilizer it back and bypass the tribute restriction, which is most likely what we're going to try to do. Speaking of which, how we're going to do that is in the spell department, Card Rotator is played at 3. This card says send a card from your hand to the grave, change the battle positions of all monsters your opponent controls. So this is sort of a way for us to be able to get around stuff that's in defense that we can't get over, or something that's in attack that has a low defense. So for instance, Iron Chain only has 1300 defense. So if we Card Rotator changes to defense, a lot of our cards in our deck can actually hit over it, which is pretty good. More importantly, we can use this to ditch Titanial to get it into the grave for Miracle Fertilizer and ditch some of the other dead cards we have access to, maybe ditch like Iron Chain Coil for Iron Chain Repairman. There are some neat little synergies with this card. Then we have the 3 Seed of Deception, the 3 Teleport, and lastly, we're just playing 2 Prideful Roar. This is like the only good piece of removal we have access to, but I think we would be remiss if we did not play it. The side deck, I do have 2 copies of Mortronic Accelerator, but candidly, the Morphtronics kind of suck. They don't have any tuners, and Mortronic Cellphone is insane, but if you can't hit a tuner off of it, it's not exactly that good. So I have 6 Morphtronics in the sideboard with Accelerator, Generator if we need more removal. I'm also playing 3 copies of Fragrance Storm because this card destroys any plant on the field, not just on your side. So if Robert's playing a huge density of plants, like if he's playing Cephalotuses as well, then we can use Fragrance Storm, pop his monster, draw a card, and then because we're playing so many plants, possibly draw 2 off of this, which is absurd. We have a Turbo Synchron if we need another tuner, although this card isn't that great. And then triple goes in match for removal, if you want to call it that. I don't even think this card is that good. If you're depending on the type of deck that you're playing, a lot of these are Earths, so we could just play under Gozen if we stick with like a lot of the Psychics and Tiger Dragon, and Gozen's not going to do a whole lot. It does stop Synchros potentially, but even then, if you go like Iron Chain Repairman into Coil, all these are Earths, so Gozen actually doesn't do much here. So I have it in the sideboard. I kind of want to try my like Turbo Synchro deck first, and then we'll bring in some removal if we have to. But I can't wait to see what Robert's deck looks like, because depending on the Synchros, our decks could look drastically different. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Well, Robert, you can take solace in the fact that you are currently 1-0 in the 5Ds era of the Sealed Showdown series. I think it's probably the only lead you're going to get, because from this point on, it's just going to be nothing but the Cimo parade. But I'm excited. I think this episode has the potential to be wild and just a roller coaster, or it's going to be really fucking boring because neither of us are going to have plays to Synchro Summon. What do you think?
Alex, I have truly embraced the jank this episode.
Oh,
I
God.
truly intend
Don't tell me this.
to bring the cheese to the table.
All right. Well, hopefully it's not going to be that smelly. So let's shout out the patron. It's Bill Charters. Thank you for the support. Please, Bill Charters, guide me. No!
Yes!
You have failed
okay,
me.
all right. This is
Bill,
this
you
is
have
crucial.
failed me.
This is my first step in maybe making out of this episode. 5 cards in the extra deck. Oh, dear goodness. I am in
I was really
trouble.
hoping you didn't notice.
That's... Ooh. Let's see. Main phase 1. Wow. This could potentially be pretty solid for me. Yeah, let's just set a monster and pass.
I'm looking at my hand and I'm just questioning every life decision I've made up until this point. I'll draw. You know what? That actually isn't too bad. So I think we might as well get things going. Let's have some fun, shall we? I will normal summon Power Injector.
Uh-oh. He's pretty beefy. Or will become beefy.
He's beefy. He's going to become incredibly beefy when I activate Seed of Deception.
Oh, no.
Let's special summon our Nettles.
All right, here we go.
We're going off Synchro away for Iron Chain Dragon.
That's not good for me.
I think it's great.
Pretty
Let's
bad for me. Behold, the White Stone of Legend, whose effect
Excellent.
I
You're
will
actually
use.
on the blue eyes.
I
Holy
am on
shit.
the blue eyes. All right. Let's
Okay.
grab
All right.
us the boy from the deck.
With the correct artwork, appreciated.
Very important.
I will just pass.
All right.
I have the Iron Chain.
There are a number of things that make me not totally boned in my deck. Let's see if I can get one of them. Oh, that could be one of them. Let's see.
Oh, God.
Okay, I don't like the odds of me getting a better situation than this, so I am going to go for a play that hurts me inside a little bit, Alex. It hurts a very small amount. I'm going to activate Teleport.
Okay, on the Teleport. Interesting. I'm down.
I will pay 800. We are going to summon a Power Injector of our own. And then we are going to normal summon Comrade Swordsman of Landstar.
Okay, sure.
And I
I'm with
hate
ya.
for this to be the way you find out about this, but I am
You do
going
not
to
have
summon
Black
the
Rose.
Black
You do
Rose
not have
Dragon.
fucking Black. Are you serious? What is your luck in 5Ds, bro? Fine. Oh my God.
Here we go.
Never get a break.
Nope.
Good Lord. All right. I guess we're even on cards, so I should take like solace in that, I guess,
True.
right? Oh my God. Here I was like thinking I was king of the world. Guess not. This set is so weird because like the monsters suck unless they're synchro monsters.
Also true.
Fuck it. Power Injector.
That's a card. Yep.
I'll pay 6.
Okay.
And I'll hit you for 18.
I will take 1800.
If only this effect was permanent, sadly. That's it.
All right, let's see what we're going to get out of this. Oh, that's an interesting one. I think I want to start gaining tempo here. So I think the plan... Are you ready for the ultimate spice? Are you ready for the...
Okay.
All right, I'm going to normal summon Morphtronic Datatron.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to equip it with Morphtronic Engine, making it 2400.
Sure.
And I'm going to go into battle. Let's swing into your power injector.
So 24 to my 13.
Yep.
I'll take 11. Good lord. All right.
Your go.
I know you still have the blue eyes in hand and 2 other cards. I do not know. I will simply set a card and throw it to you.
Okay, draw for turn. That is 1 standby phase on Morphtronic Engine. Main phase 1, keeping it up. I am going to normal summon a Jade Knight.
Sure.
And I am going to attack in with Datatron.
This is Botanical Girl.
Okay, you're on the Botanical Girl.
We'll trigger this. I'm going to grab a copy of Gigantic Cephalotus.
Ooh, that's a big boy. All right.
He's not bad.
And I will attack in with Datatron.
And I'll take 1,000.
Cool. And that is my turn.
Okay. We'll draw main 1. So your Datatron's going to die on your standby phase.
Only
correct?
Morphtronic Engine is going to die during my next standby.
Oh, so the Datatron stays around.
Yes.
Okay. That's potentially troubling then, if that's the case. But that's fine. We'll go Cephalotus.
Okie dokie.
Let's just take out Jade Knight.
Okay, I will take 850, and then I will declare Jade Knight. And what I am going to add to my hand is a copy of Morphtronic Radion.
Wow, that's a good one. Okay. Second main, I will set 1, and I will throw it to you.
Okay, draw for turn, standby phase, we lose the Morphtronic Engine, and I take 1,200. But, buddy, you are about to take way more than that, I think. Okay, so there's a card that punishes double direct attacking. And my question is, do you respect me enough as a duelist to have run it? And therefore, should I be concerned that it might be back there? I am going to activate Fragrant Storm here. Targeting Cephalotus.
On the Fragrance Storm.
Yeah.
This card is crazy. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and I will draw a card. Ooh, that's kind of cute. And we are going to normal summon the Radion now, which will make Datatron a 2,000 attack point monster. And I will go into battle phase, and I will attack with Datatron.
Take 2,000. What are you thinking about there, Robert?
Ooh, all right. Main phase 2, I'm going to set Revival Gift. You didn't hear anything. I don't know how much you respect me as a duelist, but...
We'll go to main 1. I will set 1, and I will pass.
Okay. Draw for turn. That's an interesting draw. Okay, the one defender that could be is going to be a Botanical Lion. That's the only thing that I think defends against my Datatron right now. So I am going to run out a second Datatron.
Wow. Okay, sure.
Let's go into battle phase. I'm going to swing into your monster with Datatron.
I'm just not even going to show you what it is. You got it.
Okay, wow.
I gotta admit, that was a pretty explosive game 1, all things considered. We each summoned a Synchro, and then you proceeded to rail me with Morphtronics. Hopefully me going first is gonna help change that outcome a little bit more, but holy crap, that I was not expecting to die that quickly, I will be honest. Good luck, sir.
Oh, good luck to you too. You're definitely in better shape this game.
I can
than you were
only
last, looking at
hope
my
that that's
hand.
true. I will set 2 and throw it to you.
Okay, draw for turn. That's funny, but accomplishes literally nothing for me. Think I have to pass here.
Just pass? Holy crap.
I drew into every brick available to me.
Okay.
And with like 1 or 2 more cards, I'm in the game. But not the 1 or 2 cards I have.
Well, that's potentially good or bad for me, depending on the circumstances. So I guess we go for it. I will flip Botanical Girl. You were right on the money.
That is what I thought. Okay.
I will normal Copy Plant.
Oh, okay. That is the dude.
I will copy Botanical Girls level.
Yep.
And we will go into, once again, Iron Chain Dragon.
Iron Chain Dragon is pretty strong.
25 direct.
I will take 2,500. I think I mill 3.
You do. We get to see you mill 3.
Okay. 1, 2,
okay.
3.
Oh, there you go.
Woo,
You get your
I
plus.
will take that.
You're
okay,
welcome.
I will get my plus. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Honestly, could have been worse on those mills, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was hoping to get some actual good cards out of your deck. I guess you being a Jade Knight down is slightly nice, but pretty inconsequential.
Let's set a monster and set a back row and then pass turn.
We'll draw. That one's not bad. How aggressive do I want to be is the question. I'm going to go with very. So let's activate Card Rotator.
Oh, no.
I'm going to discard a card. Well, send a card from hand to grave. It doesn't discard. That matters in this game. Thinking what I want to pitch here, actually. I think I'm going to get rid of Teleport. And let's see what this bad boy is.
This would be a Jade Knight.
And it is. All right. Giant Cephalotus. Go.
Okay.
Iron Chain in.
All right. I will take 1,500.
You're going to Jade Knight and then my Iron Chain. So you're actually Chain Link 2 here, I believe.
So Iron Chain does resolve first here, which could matter a lot
this
for
could,
me here.
because we could actually mill your targets. So let's see
Card
'em.
Rotator is not ideal. Iron Chain Coil is okay. Oh, no!
We hit the Radion! Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Fuck for
I
that.
am
Please don't tell me you have another
potentially
one.
entirely fucked right now. I'm going to add Jade Knight to my hand.
Okay, I don't think he has another. 1850.
I will take the 1850.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, boy. I am in trouble here. Okay, we do have to try for it. We're going to Fragrance Storm here.
Yep, nothing I can do about that. Get your draw.
Okay, I will get my draw. Okay, that gets us somewhere at least. Here goes. I'm not a fan of what I'm having to do here. I'm going to activate Teleport.
Teleport's fine.
I will declare Teleport. I will pay 8.
Getting pretty low there, buddy.
I am. And we are going to summon a Psychic Jumper in defense position.
That's pretty good.
And then I will normal summon myself a Power Injector. And I will declare Psychic Jumper targeting
you on
your Iron
350.
Chain Dragon and Power Injector. Yeah, I mean, I lose to Iron Chain Dragon if I don't do this.
You got it.
Now, the thing is, you could have a Prideful Roar.
But it doesn't
and if
kill
you. Have a Prideful Roar. If you have a Prideful Roar and another monster, I lose. I just lose. I actually think I have to pass here. There's a world where you have Black Rose Dragon and I lose the game. But I think that world is less likely than the world where you have a copy of Prideful Roar face down. So I am going to pass.
Okay, I'll draw. Go to main 1. I think we go for the Power Injector. We're going to go to battle. I'm just going to kill Psychic Jumper.
Makes sense. Psychic Jumper is down.
Second main, I'll set 1, and I'll throw it back to you.
Okay, draw for turn. I think I am going to risk it. Let's attack with Iron Chain Dragon.
Damage step.
There it is. Yep.
I'll take 12.
Okay, it worked out. And let's declare the Iron Chain Dragon.
I will mill
Let's see what we
3.
can
There
get
goes
out
a
of you.
Nettles.
A
There
Nettles,
goes an Iron Coil,
Iron
and a
Chain
Tiger
Coil,
Dragon.
and a Tiger Dragon. Okay, main 2. I am going to set a monster, and I am going to pass turn.
We'll draw. That might be what we need. So I guess we have to try. I will activate Card Rotator.
Fuck.
Get rid of
Yep.
Cephalotus.
We will flip summon Jade Knight and put Iron Chain Dragon to defense.
I will sack for Tiger Dragon.
And that is the game. You got it.
Game 3. All right, this is fun.
Well, that turned out to be a heck of a game, Alex. I cannot emphasize enough how much it came down to you milling that Radeon. I am going to go first and hopefully forego that possibility again this time.
I'm just so good at the game. I'm just going to Iron Chain mill you out again. It's that easy. All right, buddy. Good luck.
That easy. Let's draw for turn. That's an interesting one. Let's start with a weird one.
Let me guess. T-set pass.
So I have a number of openers that I could start with, and they all rely on me predicting the next few cards that I have.
Yes, the Oracle over here.
Speaking of the Oracle, you have predicted that I am going to T-set pass.
I was going to say, I think it's easier for me to predict that was the opener versus what you're going to predict your next 3 draws are going to be.
Oh,
all right,
probably.
main one, I'm going to do exactly the same as you. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh.
Has your prediction come to fruition?
It's certainly going all right. I will tell you that. Yeah, let's get the party started. I am going to normal summon Morphtronic Datatron.
Here we go again.
And we're going to equip it with Morphtronic Engine. And then we will flip summon a new card, Rose Warrior of Revenge.
Wow. Okay, that's fucking crazy. Sure.
I mean, it's like the worst ultra rare in the set, but it's a level 4 and it's got 1600 attack, and that's good enough for me right now. Let's attack.
That is good enough. Yeah. Jade Knight. You finally get to see one.
Ah, okay. It has finally made its appearance, and you're just
grab
okay.
another one.
All right, I'll attack in with Rose Warrior.
Take 16.
And I will pass on that.
I'll draw. This is not looking pretty, I'll be honest. How the hell do we deal with this? I'm going to normal Power Injector. Activate Power Injector.
That's fine.
I will kill Rose.
Okay, I will take 100 here.
200.
200.
Yep. And then
and
that's
did you
all I
take your
got.
300 for Rose last turn? Because
Oh,
she
for her
has
effect,
a
excuse me. I forgot she actually
300
has an
damage
ability.
effect.
That
Such
could matter.
a bizarre
Could
choice
matter.
of effects. All right.
Instead of just giving her 1900 attack, it's like, oh, if she does damage, an extra 300. Take it off.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So you could have the Prideful Roar. I don't remember if you showed me what that face down was last game. Yeah, let's go for a Power Injector of our own. I will declare. I will take 600. Let's go to battle phase. I will attack in with Power Injector.
I will Gozen match.
Fascinating. Send the Power Injector here. And I will attack in with Datatron.
Take 11.
Then I will pass turn.
Okay.
During
We
your
will
standby
draw.
phase, I am
Ooh,
actually
what do you
going
got?
to activate a little card called Revival Gift. I'll bring back my Rose Warrior, and you get 2 1500 darks.
Ooh, I see. So you're going to lock me under Gozen here. Main one. Do they go in attack, or does it not matter?
That does not determine, so I'll go for defense.
Makes sense. Yeah, this is really annoying that Rose is a fire, I got to be honest.
Yeah, that worked out very nicely for me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, like as soon as you did that, I'm like, really? Out of all the interactions. Yeah, you got me. Go ahead.
Okay, draw for turn.
Your engine
Interesting.
goes, you take 12.
It does. I will take my 12. Oh, hilariously.
You can make Black Rose.
I
It's a
can
fire.
make Black Rose. That's true. That's what's really funny here. I wish I could take out both of your tokens first, because I definitely don't want a Black Rose nuke right now. Yeah, I'll go for it. It just seems like the best decision right now. I will Synchro Summon for Black Rose.
We nuking?
We are not nuking.
Oh, okay.
I likes
Sure.
me some board presence. And I will go into battle and attack into one of your tokens.
It's gone.
All right, and then it is your go.
Okay. I will draw. I will set, and I'll pass.
Okay, I will draw for turn. That's so funny. It's a very funny card for me to have under these
Do you have another
circumstances.
fire? Buddy, if you show me another fire monster, I'm going to lose it.
This card is good in like one very specific circumstance, and I'm not sure that this is the one. Let's go into battle phase, and I will attack in with Black Rose.
Iron Chain Coil.
Cool. Glad to get the value there. I'll pass turn.
Okay. We'll draw. Main 1. I'm going to put this token to attack.
Okay.
Should have done this last turn, but that's fine. So I'll crash.
Sounds good.
So I will take 9. It was a 1500 attack token, thankfully.
Yes.
I don't take too much damage. Second main, I think I will just set 1 and we'll throw it to you.
All right, let's draw for turn. Sure, why not? Let's go real aggressive. I am going to activate Card Rotator. I will discard a copy of the White Stone of Legend.
Sure. It's Jade Knight. You got me.
And I will use the White Stone of Legend to get me a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
That you will.
Let's go into battle, and I will attack with Black Rose.
I'll take 14. I will trigger Jade Knight. Let's grab ourselves another Jade Knight.
Sounds good. And I will pass turn.
Main 1. That's cute, but I think this is cuter. I will normal summon Iron Chain Repairman.
Oh, no. Okay.
I will declare Repairman.
Yep.
Let's bring back the coil.
Yep.
And these are all Earths, so thankfully
So
this
you
works.
can go into a Life Transfer.
That I can. Unfortunately, Life Transfer is not bigger than Black Rose. That would have been nice, but you can't always have nice things.
Just the crash,
However,
I guess.
I have a card rotator.
Fuck!
So I'm going to get rid of a really sick card here, which is Titanial Princess of Camellia.
Yo!
Yeah.
Okay. So funny thing about that, I have done about 50 different test runs of this pack, and I've been convinced that that card didn't exist in the pack because not once did I see a Titanial. So of course you got it at this moment.
Of course. We'll go to battle. We'll just kill Black Rose.
And there it goes. That is rough for me.
Second main, I do have a Psychic engraved. So you know what? I'll banish Power Injector, gain 1,200 life points, because I'm a bit low over here, actually.
Fair enough.
And I'll throw it back to you.
All right, draw for turn. That is not a card. I guess I will set a monster, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. We'll draw. Main 1. I don't have any more Psychics, sadly. That would have been sick. I'm locked under Gozen match, so I am stuck with Earths. That's fine.
Earths are the best typing in this set.
Yes. I don't know. If you're making fire look pretty good over there for a second. Buddy. I think let's see what we're working with first. Probably a Jade Knight, I'd imagine.
You are absolutely right. It is a Jade Knight. We will declare the Jade Knight. And I will add another Jade Knight to my hand.
Sounds good to me. Second main, I have a set. Could be anything. And I will pass to you.
You seem not terribly confident about that being anything. Let's draw for turn. That's less than ideal for me. Let's set a monster, and I have 6 cards in hand. I'll pass.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to sack Botanical Girl for Tiger Dragon.
Ooh, that's a lot of good monsters you have on your field there.
It is. Trigger Botanical Girl. I'll get a Cephalotus. I'll go to battle. We'll go Life Transfer in.
Okay, it is the Jade Knight. I'll declare Jade Knight, and let's see. I think I actually go for Radion here.
Okay. So take your 24.
I will take my 24.
And that will be it from me. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. I am going to set a monster, and I am going to set a back row. I'm going to pass my turn.
I'll draw. Let's go for it. Card Rotator.
You
I will.
really had to have that card. Okay, it is a it is a Psychic Jumper.
Okay. I was thinking on discard. What am I not going to need? We're under Gozen, so this copy plant's probably not doing much. We'll just get rid of that. 100 attack. Hilarious. Obviously is still annoying. We'll go Cephalotus. Battle.
Okay.
Cephalotus.
Cephalotus is fine.
Okay, so you take 1750. Try to go for game.
You got it. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. That was actually really interesting the way that all played out.
That
Wow.
was really close. So the fact that I made it as far as I did is incredible because I did not pull a single monster with over 1,800 attack points. I didn't get a single
you didn't pull
Cephalotus.
A single Cephalotus?
I didn't get a single Cephalotus. I didn't get a single Cactus Fighter. So I was down mega bad for strategies.
Oh my god!
I had a lot of
Card
things in
rotator's
my
nuts,
deck.
to be fair, though.
Card Rotator is definitely nuts, but I needed a monster that was big enough in order to get over what you had on the board. The fact that your Synchro Strat was so readily available was a problem for me. I had the Tiger Dragon. I had another interesting card which would have converted another fire monster if I'd gotten the Datatron, which is Goka the Pyre of Malice.
Wow,
but
okay.
I didn't draw into
Sure.
it, and I had the Radion in hand, and of course the Blue Eyes. And I'm going to mill the last card, and of course it's going to be exactly what I need. Not quite. Okay, I don't feel that mad about this. So, the thing you need to know about Game 1 is what I had available to me when you hit me with that Iron Chain Dragon was Fragrant Storm plus Morphtronic Accelerator plus a bunch of gas. The problem was you milled the Radion, which was my search target that would have gotten me to Morphtronic Accelerator. I would have gone +2 off the Fragrant Storm and the Morphtronic Accelerator into the Iron Chain Dragon and would have just like almost immediately won the game because the rest of my hand.
That's so funny.
But because you milled the Radion, I had no way to out the goddamn Iron Chain Dragon except exactly by taking it with Psychic Jumper.
And it worked.
I expected to be trying to cheese you out of this match because my pulls were so goddamn awful. But I am, I'll say, happy with how that turned out. That was a good match.
It was a good match. So my set was Gozen match in the other game too. So the problem was when you Psychic Jumpered me, the Psychics are Earth. So I was like, well, shit, I'm losing Iron Chain. This isn't working. So there's no point to reveal to you that I was actually on the Gozen match. But I actually sided it in. I wasn't mating it at first because I didn't think it'd be that impactful. But I was thinking, damn, I saw like different attributes. If he just summons like Earth and Fire or something like that, we're good. And my theory was, I think I even said it in my deck profile, if I stick a Synchro and Gozen match, I'm probably going to win. And that's basically what happened in this case. I had to work for it, obviously, because I had to get Iron Chain Coil, and then I already had Repairman in hand to get into Life Transfer. So
yeah, I also didn't pull
out
Repairman. I got
I only pulled one.
The best rare I got was Prideful Roar, and the rest of my rares, except for maybe like Accelerator and Radion, were basically unplayable. Yeah, and I knew Gozen match was going to be an issue for me because all the best monsters are Earth monsters, and because I couldn't run all those monsters, I had to diversify my attribute portfolio, and did not turn out great for me, let me tell you.
I will say you are complaining, but at the same time, your Morphtronic pool was actually far and away better than mine. I pulled 2 Accelerator, and I didn't play Morphtronics because my Morphtronic pool was that bad. I had them in the sideboard, and I just thought to myself, there is like no good reason for me to go into these because if I don't have the Accelerator, these Morphtronics are the worst cards in my deck. So it was I feel like it took a lot of discipline because it's like there's very limited removal in this set, and that was like one of like the good ones that I specifically didn't dilute the rest of my deck down with crappy Morphtronics just to be able to get it out. Like I didn't get any of the ones that you were showing off like at all. Like I just had Self On. I think I got 1 Boombox in, and like that's it. Everything else was just miserable. You saw Titanial. I did have Miracle Fertilizer as the next card of my deck, funny enough.
Wow.
So that was exactly my plan, was to go Card Rotator, pitch Titanial, Miracle Fertilizer at back, and hope that that's good enough to win me the game sometimes.
Could have been good enough,
Didn't get to see it. It would, in the instance where if you cleared Life Transfer and the rest of my board, then I wouldn't have been under Earth attributes. I could have done that. But how many Pride Forward did you get?
1.
Okay, I got 2. We didn't see. I didn't see a single one of these at all. But useful to have. My whole strat was, when you see my deck profile when this goes live, it'll make more sense. But I was just playing all gas. I was playing the teleports like you were, but I was playing Seed of Deception as well. And my whole plan was, if I can just synchro, then like I'm probably going to be in a good position just because removal is so hard to come by. So I just played everything and like 2 Prideful Roars, and I'm just like, let's see what happens. And
Legit.
you know, I guess it worked when I pulled 2 Psychic Life Transfer and 2 Iron Chain Dragon from my pulls. I also pulled Divine Neos, and I'm like, do I go this strat? But I'm like, nah, that's a bit too high rolling for me. So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout outs to Shadow1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Ika Iron Fang, Chaotic Meatball, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan the Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, I Ship MBT and Simo, Draconic Rockslide, Jordan Coons, Iron Bladesman, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, David Liu, Phoenix the Immortal, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretch, John Two-Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Serious Business, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, MBT caught injecting his Fairy Lily, Matthew Brady, Max the Warrock Investments Janitor, Valen Jackson, Twinkle Muncher, Eater of Crayons, Aren't You Glad I Didn't Say Alpha Tribute Benten, Lulabon, Yodabon, Helios 515, the Anti-Big Brain, Ben K, OTK Play, Simping for Simo, Mike Ty, Stolfin Amethyst, Tyler H, Nicholas Carpenter, Simo's Harem of Sexy Yugi Tubers, LGMBTQ, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnel, Stella and Zoe Vermillion, Wonder Waffle, James Keen, Skull Servant, and the Wandering Doomed or Boyfriends, MBT cancel by all community soon, cancel by all committee soon, cancel by all players soon, not reading cards makes the game interesting and you know it, The Undertaker versus CMO and MBT, wait, play the concert video one more time, Hunter Reed, TTV Shrugs IX, Cayman CJ, ITF, Dark Echo, and Corvain. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.